Can you tell by looking in my eyes? I'm ready for the weekend. It was a kind of a wishy-washy kind of week for me, and I think for a lot of people, it seemed like the fall through this week was not as nice. I mean, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, traditionally hot days were all a little bit weaker. Even today was a little bit not necessarily the small cap kind of open that you would like to see. And actually, my biggest winner today was a mid cap. It was like a $17 billion company, a recent IPO, XPEV. Chinese electrical car company, which in this video I'll talk about near the end, and I want to open the floor, the comments below for some open discussions where you guys will think XPEV is going to go. I'm going to talk about, like always, my trades I did today and the 2 trades I did on XPEV, why I did them, and what trades I might be looking for in the future. Fundamentally, this isn't the company I know much about, so I would love to hear your thoughts. But in this video, I'll be focusing on XPEV on a technical level. Some other good news this week: we hit over the $30,000 mark for our account, which doesn't really mean anything, but it was kind of fun. We were kind of approaching that for a while now, and kind of also not really relevant news, but I found which laptop I think I want to buy. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this one. The Asus ROG Zephyrus Duo 15. I don't even know if I said that right. All right, guys, I'm ready for the weekend. Let's go to the charts now. Let's talk about the trades. I think there's some really good lessons today. Don't forget to drop a like, guys, if you enjoy the content. I really do appreciate it. If you're totally new here, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you join the community. It is absolutely one of my favorite things about trading now, I really gotta say. All right, guys, before my speech gets any more impaired than it is and one of my eyes rolls out of my head, let's go to the charts. Man, my laptop really runs so much better. It's a little bit colder today, so I have a sweater on, and it does huge performance boosts on my laptop as well. This thing overheats kind of quickly now. It's kind of old, about 5 years old. It's a good laptop, but it's getting old. So I think I found my new laptop today, the ROG Zephyrus Duo 15 from Asus. I'm pretty stoked. It looks pretty. So anyway, also one thing I really like to do after my live stream is make a little cup of coffee, but this coffee is a little different. It's a cold coffee with Oatly milk, chocolate. Oh my God, it's day and night, guys. It's amazing. And then obviously just some French press coffee. So combine these two, and you're gonna have yourself a phenomenal little midday refresher. It really wakes me up quite a bit. Talking about refreshers, it's refreshing this week that TOS gave us a few less problems. I also learned some reasons why TOS was having issues. Like I said in one of my previous videos, TOS has issues with the order book right now. So this ladder, if you place a trade on this ladder and then you move that order, it will have a probability that there's going to be a bug and that crashes your TOS. So if you want to move your order, you have to use the chart. You can move it up and down, or what I do is I use cancel all, but the hotkey Alt D, and that allows me to quickly remove my order and then re-enter. That's been helping a lot. Also, another nice little milestone we hit today with the unlimited account. It was a slow week overall. We made like what, $500 this week. Nothing too crazy, maybe a little bit more, but what really was kind of nice this week was, we kind of got the ball rolling again. The first week we, over 1,000, the second week over 1,000, third week we were down like $50 or so. And then this week we're over 500, or roughly around 500. So that was pretty nice. Not a lot of trades today. So pretty sweet. So yeah, we got this account over $30,000. That's great. I'll probably be taking out today about $2,000. So next time you'll see this account, probably be around $28,000. Again, it totally is irrelevant. I always like to pay myself a percentage of the profits of the last month. So we'll take out some profits on this one and just keep growing it. I think once we hit it to like 50K or so, I'll probably always just clean it out afterwards, but we'll see what happens. But for now, nice little milestone in a way, but a super irrelevant milestone. Doesn't really mean anything. I think the most important part though today, we only did 9 trades and we walked away a pretty green day. Because we were patient today, we cherry picked our trades, and there's some really good ones I want to talk about. We traded 4 different stocks today. And XPEV is the mid cap we traded today. It was a recent IPO, and this is actually the one we're most green on. MDGS, I should have been like $200, $300, $400 green on this one. I really stumbled over myself a little bit on this one. And then JE looks like this is the red ticker for the day here. I'll try to recap these as quick as possible. JE, I knew this one was going to be a little bit slippery just because it was sub dollar. And I typically don't trade sub dollars. Had 100 million float. That's a big, big fat daddy float. So I knew sub dollar, big float. I'm not going to trade this one right. I just know I'm going to be messy with this one. So I did 2 trades on this one pre-market. Both times were actually just about perfect reversals, but I ended up getting out of them because the flushes were too strong, which is kind of silly. So, this one, if I just held, 15% rally. And then this one, also 13-14% rally. Really foolish looking. In hindsight, it's so easy to be like, I should have held. But you don't know if you're buying here and you're getting ready for a secondary flush. You don't know if you're buying here and you're actually getting ready for a whole entire reversal on the day. At the time, you just don't know. I should have probably been a little bit more bullish on JE just because it was one of the only lead gappers on the day besides NSYS pre-market. So yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. Good, decent risk reward trades, but ultimately they just did not work out. JE, like I said, 100 million flow, Canadian diversified utility company, quarterly results, and recapitalization plan. So good catalyst, but just not a ticker that really performs well in sub dollar. So a lot of traders aren't looking at something like this because a lot of traders on different brokers have to pay per share. So a ticker that's sub dollar is very, very expensive based on commissions. That's why a lot of people don't trade sub dollar. The next ticker I want to talk about here is NSYS. NSYS. Where's that puppy hiding? NSYS, why is it going so slow? Okay, so this one is kind of an interesting one, and I wish I traded this one pre-market a little bit more aggressively. I actually did not trade this one at all pre-market, and I was a little bit iffy about this one. It has a 1 million float, US electronic component company, 11 million market cap, which is on that nice lower end, and they finished a $6 million deal. The thing is, it wasn't a new deal. It was just a completion of a deal that happened in the past. So the catalyst wasn't really that interesting, and that's probably why it didn't really amount to much. Then also there was a huge sell-off here. It was a giant flush to the downside, about 50%. I thought there was an offering on this one because you usually don't see that kind of dip without a specific reason. So I was a little bit nervous with NSYS. I just didn't really understand this. I guess you could just argue the order book is very light at this time of day. I mean, it's like literally when pre-market opened here at 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then probably the order book was light. Maybe it went below 550 and then it triggered some stops. As market orders, there was no orders in the book till about 3.5. I don't know. You could speculate all you want. The thing is, I don't know. And when I see a stock where I'm just like, I don't know what's going on here, I typically don't trade it. We did have really nice moves over here, pulling back to VWAP and nice little bounces here. They always tend to sell off a little bit more than I would have expected. So again, I was like, I'm not really understanding how NSYS is trading, which is annoying because NSYS and JE were our main 2 lead gappers in the day, and I didn't really want to trade either of them pre-market. It was a little bit of a frustrating place to be. NSYS now, it opened up here, and this was actually pretty fun trading we did on it, and I kind of wish I ended a little bit better. I only ended up here $71 in the green, and which is kind of unfortunate. Let's talk about this one right now. Basically, we had a quick pull off, and then I was like, okay, well, I was expecting this one to dip again, and we kind of got this dip here at 75, and when it instantly held, I was like, oh, okay, this is a really good opportunity. So I was waiting for kind of a secondary pullback inside of this candle. So we pulled back, shot back up, and then I bought on that second pullback, got filled, and then I was looking for that break of 625. And we got the break of 625. I chickened out though, and I sold pretty much right away. And that was a little bit unfortunate because we could have had a pretty nice first trade. I mean, this could have been really, really good, around 7% or so, which is much better than a base hit. Then I got a little bit more confident on this one based on how it was moving, and then I ended up taking this really nice dip trade here at 603 and selling into the break of 625. Again, I sold this one probably a little bit too soon, but I knew that there was a big flush opportunity on this one just because, this one I felt like didn't really have much legs. And with the low volume or low float, it's either going to have a big breakout or it's going to have a big flush. And I was kind of leaning towards the flush because it just didn't seem like that great of a stock. So yeah, now this thing starts selling off and I'm like, what do we do? I actually ended up getting a really nice entry here at 544. Unfortunately, we popped up here. It was like I was up like 3% or so. I tried to close my trade and it didn't close. I'm still kind of confused what happened there, and I want to go back and check it out. The price went over my sell order and then shot down, and I was like, why did I not get filled? It was very weird. And I ended up buying actually on this dip here, and then I kind of got sold out right here at 3.5, which was really annoying because then I had a nice little dip here again. So basically, I had one loss in this area when I should have had one small win of like 1 to 2 to 3%. And then I should have bought back here again and had another small win, actually pretty okay mid-size win around 3-4%. So NSYS, yeah, we're walking away green on this one, and I made $70. This one should have been like $200 or maybe $300 actually. So yeah, one red trade when I should have had two green ones. So I'm pretty upset that this is, well, I'm not pretty upset. I'm just like kind of bummed out. It's a little bit unfortunate. Overall, NSYS, I probably won't be trading it anymore. I mean, I'm done with trading. It's the weekend. It was a busy week. I need some downtime. MDGS, this was the next ticker, MDGS, close to $100 profit on this one. Oops. This one actually, I wasn't really sure if it was going to, amount to much today, but it actually ended up really doing okay. 2 million float, Israel medical device company, Amazon. They're starting to sell on Amazon now. They have an Amazon marketplace. So kind of interesting kind of catalyst there for a medical device company. I was really cautious here pre-market with this one. I actually got a really nice, like, simple dip trade here. I was really happy about this one. It was fairly clean. It did dip lower at first, but I felt like I was pretty happy with this kind of quick dip here. And it was right around former support or former resistance and breakout zone around 1.6. That's why I entered this one. It was very, very kind of quick dip trade. I feel like I wasn't watching MDGS out of the gate. So MDGS would have been a phenomenal ticker to trade a lot more. We had a beautiful breakout, quick pullback, another breakout, quick pullback to 9-minute EMA and VWAP, some of my favorite entry territory. And these continued moves were really nice, 11%. So great opportunity on this one. I got one quick little move here at 164 and then sold on this green candle for a 2% profit, which with about $3,000 position size. So it ended up being kind of like a $60 profit, even though it was just a tiny trade. So that was kind of cool. I didn't really feel like trading MDGS the rest of the day. So I didn't really see those opportunities in it. Although, after this big sell-off, could have been a nice little 2-3% pop of a trade. So I could have probably traded a little bit more. But again, I was being very snipery today. I was only taking clean picks. And XPEV, this is really the one where I was like, okay, like we have a very clean setup here. Pre-market today, this is a recent IPO. And they do electrical cars in China, and they raised $1.5 billion recent IPO. And this is a large cap or mid cap, right? This is a $16 billion company. You can see here all the other companies that we traded today are small caps. I love trading small caps. This channel is primarily focused on day trading small caps. 14 million here on NSYS. We have 70 million here market cap on JE, on MDGS. I don't know what it is anymore. I don't see this one. Probably under 100 million. So they're all very small market cap. So XPEV, I was a little bit like, okay, well, this is a recent IPO, really big volume. Kind of reminds me a little bit of CVAC, you guys remember me trading this one. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more aggressive in size. So just like with CVAC, we saw some big support around 55. This was a psychological support and resistance zone. So that's kind of, you know, this one in a nutshell of why we traded it. And same exact setup with XPEV. A totally different company, I get that. But setup wise, very, very similar. So we had a big IPO and we sold off, but then we broke higher here, kind of made a nice little U shape. So we have big resistance obviously at 25, and we have big support here between 23 and 22.5. So what I basically decided to do was, okay, acknowledge the fact that there's big support at 22.5. I put a limit order a little bit above that, front run a little bit. And while I was trading small caps, I got an entry here on this large cap. And oh, this is huge volume that just came in right here. It's definitely a good indicator of possible reversal. But to me, it's too much, too close to 23. I find too much risk on that one. So we got a nice little fill here, and I gotta say, we're talking about this one live, and on this little bounce here, I was like, what I probably should do is close this position and then just buy back on this dip, which probably will happen because I feel like we didn't have that flush move. Like this was a bit of a flush, but I feel like we didn't have that, you know, attempted break of 22.5. This was a break of 22.5, but the volume was so low that to me, this is more of like a failed breakdown. And that's actually why it actually averaged down into this pop to the downside here. And then I sold here near the peak. The reason I sold here is because we broke the shoulder here, and you typically don't break multiple shoulders. So I felt like this was a really good high. Originally, I wanted to have a pullback and a continuation of 23. That was my original thesis. But since we didn't really pull back and we just had a nice run, I decided to kind of take profits here a little higher. Then we had a nice little pullback here, and I was like, okay, well, this looks like a perfect little dip trade. I kind of drew these two red lines indicating in the chat room and on the stream exactly what I wanted. We had nice little dips here. I know some of you guys entered this trade with me, so that was really cool. I know Constantine, you were one of them. So pretty sweet that we were able to do this same trade together. And then, you know, average down here a little bit. I took bigger size. I mean, this is like a $6,000 position size. Like I said, you know, trading large caps, I'm a little bit more comfortable using bigger size. You don't have to typically risk like a direct offering or, you know, like it's fraud company and then it goes down, you know, 50, 60%. Like we have to watch out with small caps. So I'm going to trade them with bigger size more comfortably. So yeah, do the first trade that I really wanted, the support line bounce, and then we had the second trade, which was more of like a pullback trade, had a nice breakout, and then we pulled back to support, and then we had that move here to the upside. So really, really nice. I took some profits along the way. This was a pretty simple, straightforward trade. And actually ended up being the biggest winner on the day. So kind of a fun little day here, you know, wrapping up here, $325 profit. Wasn't it just like 316? That was kind of weird. That was really weird. Anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much the day in a nutshell. What I would like to see on XPEV, let's talk about, you know, what we could expect here with this one. You know, recent IPOs are always kind of exciting. This is a 4-hour chart right here, so it looks a little bit hectic. It's really hard to give an overall price on an IPO. I mean, obviously, technically, it already was priced, right? I think it IPO'd. On the chart, it shows here at 22, but I think it IPO'd at like 18. I don't know. I could be wrong. I remember they raised it right before the IPO from like $15 to like 18 to 22. They were trying to find the price. I don't know. The point is, it looks like it opened here on the day around 22.5. So that's just right around where I bought it the second time. So really, really kind of straightforward, clean trading. I don't know much about this company besides, you know, the fact that it's a Chinese electric car company. So we'll see where it goes. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on XPEV? Do you think, you know, fundamentally it has what it takes to go over $25? Do you think it's going to have a nice trajectory from here? How are you guys going to be trading this one? Again, it's not really a place for me to comment on. I don't really trade IPOs too much, although lately I feel like this last few weeks I have been trading IPOs much, much more often. But what do you guys think this one's going to go? What do you know fundamentally about it? I would love to hear your thoughts in the video description below. Based on technicals, I would probably be a bit more bullish on this one if we break 25. I would like to see a break of 25 and then buy probably on the pullback or retest of 25. If we see actually the price go below 21, I would probably think about accumulating in the high teens. I don't really see IPOs usually sell off that much, so I would probably think about that would be a good place to, people maybe just doing a little profit taking or something like that, and then kind of trade it from there. So again, I would love to hear your thoughts on XPEV. It's definitely on my swing trade list, so we're going to be talking about XPV a lot more. If you want to constantly know our updates on XPV, especially as I gain a little bit more knowledge about this company and the price has a bit more track history, we'll probably be trading this one much more in the future. So definitely subscribe, hit that bell icon too, so you can stay tuned, especially during the live streams and sometimes in the recap videos like this one where we talk about our swing trades. So definitely join the community if you want to kind of follow up here on XPEV and what we do with it. Yeah, that's everything for this video, guys. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys first thing on Monday morning and maybe this weekend as well. I will be busy this weekend. I'm going to do a collaboration with a friend, Radical Living YouTube channel. Definitely check him out if you guys want to learn more about Berlin and some fun facts around the world. I'll see you guys first thing Monday morning. Like always, stay safe, make some awesome trades. Peace.